voice for everyone. KSHB 41 News starts right now.
We've never seen anything like this, so it's been really crazy just to walk around and see how our neighbors are affected.
Severe storms leave plenty of damage and power outages.
There's going to be days and days of cleanup, apart from when I don't know when our power will ever go back on.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Bryant Madrick. Today, people are cleaning up from yesterday's storms that rolled through the Kansas City area. Tonight, we have team coverage. We begin with anchor Caitlin Canute, who's live in Waldo. And Caitlin, you're at a library that's providing an important resource to a lot of people right now.
Well, that damage was caused by this storm, so we want to go ahead and show you a time lapse of that storm as it was rolling through downtown Kansas City last night. You know, Cassie, I was at work last night, as were you, covering that live for everybody, and we were concerned about rotation that was moving in from Douglas County, kind of headed toward Johnson County.
If they'll reach the severe threshold and when they could fire, coming up in my full forecast.
Well, plenty of tree limbs were brought down, and today that meant lots of cleanup. You're looking at some damage from Fairway. The city says that they'll pick up brush on Monday. Now, that work is only for recent storm damage and will begin Monday morning at 7 o'clock. Of course, we reached out to several cities about storm cleanup. You can find out what they had to say along with other important information on our website, kshb.com. A mom finally gets justice for her daughter's death. Her message for the killers coming up. Kansas City Mayor Quinton Lucas wants to take away licenses from a business connected to a mass shooting that happened last month. You may remember it happened near 57th and Prospect. 3 people died and more were hurt. People were in the parking lot of an auto body shop when shots rang out. Police say that they've had several 911 calls related to that business. The mayor calls it a, quote, unlicensed club operation. He added that the business had a, quote, reckless disregard for the safety of patrons, neighbors, and our community will never be tolerated in Kansas City. Now, the city's Commissioner of Revenue will address the request at a hearing, and we'll let you know when that happens. The mother of Kenzie Aubrey finally getting justice after her daughter was killed in October 2020. On Thursday, a jury found Maggie Ibarra and Michael Hendricks guilty in Aubrey's death. Ibarra was found guilty of second-degree murder, while Hendricks was found guilty of first-degree murder. Aubrey's mom traveled all the way from Texas to read a victim impact statement in court Friday morning. Afterwards, I spoke with her at the Jackson County Courthouse.
It upset her. She cried. The lawyers are going to be in jail.
Ibarra opted to have a judge, not a jury, hand down her sentence. A sentencing date for her and Hendricks will be set at a later time. Cleanup underway for many people who lost trees in last night's storms. Just ahead, we'll take a look at some of the damage left behind on the Kansas side.
A voice for everyone. You're watching KSHB 41 News.
Well, people across the metro are still cleaning up from last night's storms, and some of the damage includes tree limbs and fully uprooted trees. But others are without power. Caitlin Canute continues our coverage tonight in Waldo. Caitlin, you're at a library where people are turning to power and also a place to stay cool.
Yeah, there
Come Sunday.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, sports is next.
Yeah, hey, we got to talk about Travis Kelce. You talk about the Chiefs, Cassie. Well, since winning the Super Bowl, Travis Kelce's just been everywhere, even out at the celebrity golf tournament.
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot, Mackenzie. All right, coming up, people are still recovering from yesterday's storms, and many are without power still ahead. What you need to do if you're going to get a text from Evergy.
A voice for everyone. You're watching KSHB 41 News.
Cleaning up from last night's storms, how people are working to clean up the debris and what's being done to help people still without power.
It's going to be a long road at this point. The restoration is definitely going to stretch through today and probably into tomorrow and possibly even into the first part of the new week.
These power outages come in the middle of summer heat, and for many people, that means no air conditioning. Caitlin Canute live in Waldo at a library where people are staying cool and getting power. Caitlin?
Coming up here shortly.
A new law passed in Missouri thanks in part to a KSHB 41i team. What we're doing and the latest on the legislation coming up.
I'm thrilled. Successes like we're seeing in Missouri are why I tell my story.
Nearly a year ago, the KSHB 41 I-Team shared this woman's story about waking up screaming in the middle of a pelvic exam she did not consent to. Now a new law will prevent this from happening in Missouri. Governor Mike Parson signed the bill into law last Thursday. His action came on the heels of our investigation that revealed this little-known practice. I-Team reporter Sarah Plake has the update.
This is really cool.
Sarah Plake, KSHB 41 News.
The law goes into effect August 28th. Now, the Missouri Hospital Association told us they track the bill and local hospitals will be aware of the new law. Kansas lawmaker said that he'll reintroduce a similar bill next legislative session. One final note. Major medical associations and medical students the I-Team spoke to all oppose performing these exams under anesthesia without prior informed consent. While we're cleaning up from yesterday's storms, millions of other people are under heat alerts. The latest from the Southwest.
And are we due for more storms as we cruise through the end of the weekend? We'll take a look at that storm threat and timeout when these showers could fire.
While we clean up from the storms that happened yesterday, a dangerous heat wave has more than 85 million people in the U.S. under heat alerts today. On top of that, smoke from Canada's wildfires has returned, prompting air quality alerts for at least 8 states. Shelley Malashi has the latest.
We're out here early trying to beat
Meteorologist Cassie Wilson.
I don't know about that intense heat, but the smoke, definitely noticed it on my way into work today. I live up in the Northland, so I take I-29. So you can see the skyline usually, but not today so much.
No. Their haze is out there. I mean, look outside. We've got that haze right along the edge of the skyline. It's training camp on Sunday. It's officially on the 10-day forecast.
All right, it's here. It's coming.
I can't believe it. Happening on Tuesday. Mick and I will be out there in St. Joe for training camp, but in Tahoe, we've got some Chiefs players out there because the American Century Championship wrapped up. And then we've got Sporting Kansas City with Austin FC tonight, that match kicking off at 8:30.
Well, happy that you ladies decided to join me this weekend. Hey, see us all tonight at 10.